You're listening to Low Blow Sports on twitch.tv/SportsTownShot. Hey, that's a low blow.
Get them right in the family jewels.
Where our sports takes hit you above and below the belt. Now here's the squad. Scotty Kiefer, Kobe Burke, and Nick Johnston. This is Low Blow Sports.
And welcome in. Oh, wait, you might have to turn me down a little bit now. Thank you, very cool. Thank you very kindly. Welcome in, everybody. Low Blow Sports here on the docket. We're back again. Kobe Burke. I'm going to point at you, and I'm still going to say your name this time. Kobe Burke this
time. You remembered your name. Let's see if you remember
mine.
And
Scott Kiefer over here.
Remembered our name.
Let's go.
Don't need the glasses, though.
Oh, yeah, just a little bit. Classes in session, ladies and gentlemen, just like last week. We're ready to talk about some trades that went down. The NBA said, hey, it's the Super Bowl coming up. Let me kick down the door. Let me make some news happen. So, two big trades to talk about there. And we got the Super Bowl, baby. We got the little gambling preview, and then the overall game preview, stories to look at, what we're going to be talking about. Dallas Goedert mistook a TLC song for Taylor Swift. We'll talk about that too. So everything else in between. Boys, how we doing today?
Doing good. Man, I'm just so upset with the Bulls.
Yeah.
I'm not even really a fan anymore, and I'm just like, you guys are just stupid. You're borderline. I don't know who's worse, the Mavericks GM or the Bulls GM.
Oh, clearly.
Oh, it's not even a question.
I don't know. There's
It's
some
not-
circumstances for the Bulls that make it way worse.
The Bulls messed up by not getting picks back. The Mavericks messed up by making the trade. It's not even the same. I don't even know what the word. It's not even the same area code of mistakes.
I feel like that's. I mean, we can get right into it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a trade I'm gonna remember where I was.
Oh,
when
the
that
Luka
trade
Doncic
was done.
trade?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, I was laying in bed about to fall asleep.
I mean, for sure. I mean, there are people across the board saying one the big thing I hear is I didn't think it was real. I thought it was AI. Doc Rivers thought it was an AI. Everyone thought Shams was a fake account, and then of course he retweets his own stuff. He's like, no, this is for real. I did not get hacked. Of course, everyone counters with.
He even thought he got hacked.
So I think the first 10 minutes, the tweet comes out, all the comments hacked. He comes out with the second tweet no, it's real. You still can't trust that.
No,
yeah,
of course.
and it's no fault to Shams, but
Yeah.
it's just the thing is we've had Woj, and it's if we get a tweet from Woj, that's it.
I think
We're still getting used to Nosh.
I didn't believe it until Jeff Passan retweeted it, and then I'm like, that's another
didn't believe
legit
it,
guy.
yeah.
I could believe that. Why are the Mavericks doing this?
I didn't even. I mean, I'm sure the push notification came up on my phone, but I was already scrolling through ESPN, so nothing really. The ding 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 didn't go off. Then I kind of went back to the top in the app and breaking news, Luka. I'm like, wait, what? That doesn't make any sense, and that's. I mean, I'm been trying to glaze this, look this over for these past couple of days since it's happened. I don't really understand. I mean, maybe the jokes are funny, he's 270 pounds. The next training thing just be a pick or something like that. But I truly don't understand other than the idea that's been tossed around. He's already said prior that, hey, I don't want to resign. I don't want this Supermax. I'm maybe already in his mind, he thought he was going to go to the Lakers. I don't know.
To me, that just seems out of character, because we've seen a lot of these European players come over and then just be with the team that drafts them forever. They have unconditional loyalty to the team that drafts them.
He said today in his press conference that he would have signed. He would have stayed.
He bought a $15 million house in Dallas 2 weeks ago.
Was that true, or was that just
It was true.
He said in his press conference that he would have signed the extension.
Yeah.
Come back.
And obviously he wanted the Supermax, and honestly, I think that tells you all you need to know about why the Dallas Mavericks make this trade. It's not to make their team better. Their GM can come out and say the phrase is defense wins championships, and Anthony Davis would bring us the defense. That's literally what he said. That's not the reason why they made this trade. They didn't make the trade because they'd get better by trading their best player in the NBA, one of their best players in the NBA. They made this trade because they don't want to spend money on him. They don't want to spend the money on Kleber or any of the other guys that they traded. They just trade away Quentin Grimes today as well. They made these trades, and especially the Luka Doncic trade, to not spend money.
I
think it's deeper than that. Because why would you only tell the Lakers you want to trade him? Why would you not put it out there?
Yeah, he wasn't shipped. He wasn't shopped around.
Yeah, it's just hey, Lakers, you want Luka Doncic?
because
Sure.
getting Anthony Davis helps you win for the next year, but his contract's up. He'll opt out of he'll maybe out the contract. Then you don't got to pay him.
That makes it even worse.
Yes.
You got 1 year of Anthony Davis.
That makes it that makes it worse for if you're trying to build a team. But again, this is a move that tells me that all they care about is spending money.
Who's the new Mavericks owner now?
Mark Cuban's no longer the majority owner.
I think it's a group.
Yeah, it's a big group.
He said a couple years ago he'd rather like divorce his wife than Luka, and now you get.
And have you seen the tinfoil hat conspiracy theory that's around that idea?
No.
Did you see the Nico Harrison press conference?
No, I didn't.
Because Jason Kidd has like no idea what's going on. Like, he looks like he had no clue.
Yeah, he really dipped out. But the tinfoil hat conspiracy that I've seen is this new group that's bought in has some sort of ownership or something that have some sort of connection to Vegas. They want to, sell the guys that would make the team better, i.e. Luka, who's brought this team to back-to-back Western Conference Finals championships.
Rich Paul.
So in this whole grand scheme, eventually, tanking after and then moving to Vegas because they want to turn. They've been wanting to turn where the Mavericks play into some big, slots and just overall like casino at a certain point, which can't do where they're currently at. They would have to move to Austin or vice versa, something like that. I think they're in Dallas, so they have to move the place to Austin and still be in Dallas.
Have you seen that like on Twitter? Like who's saying that?
I saw. Well, I think it was from KS did a whole like that came the subreddits and stuff like that.
I mean that's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean
that's
look at that.
That's
look at look at the A's. They tanked their team, and then as soon as they get the Vegas, they start buying.
More the Mavericks to the Lakers, who they now have. Dallas acquires and Davis, who's a complete afterthought in this trade. Max the Lakers 29 first-round pick in the Jazz. I just love that idea. Like someone called the phone ring out of nowhere, like 9:00 at night.
It's
Like,
who the actual team is until 30 minutes before it got
I
published.
don't know how we got Jalen Hood's out of that.
Yeah.
Like
So
I don't.
The Jazz received Jalen Hood, the LA Clippers 2025 second-round pick, and the Mavericks 2025 second round.
Also, a chance like you're waiting for you. Like it's all around.
Well, no, I think it's don't have the
Lakers don't
a lot of picks.
Yeah, Lakers don't.
The Lakers still have one first. Everyone wants them to use honest.
Even more so, I trade with the Lakers, like the one with no first.
Because if you look on paper, trading a All-Star generating player
First
for an All-Star,
if he retired tomorrow, he's a first ballot fan.
Absolutely. First ballot, but it's probably up there for Hall of Fame talk.
No, but because 80's like 31 injured all the time, where 20, 25 coming off like sixth grade first team All NBA appearances, all your team to the finals, and you just throw them away for an aging star. Max Christie, what does he do? He doesn't know.
He sees something, and if there's anything, it's a very small window. Kyrie being confident in Anthony Davis, which on paper it sounds nice, but like you just said, gotta make sure
it's nice 7 years ago.
Exactly right. You got to make sure these guys are all ready. You see Kyrie Irving play these past couple weeks. You've seen Klay Thompson put it together, not putting up crazy numbers, but still affect the thing. So
I said this.
Those are all numbers.
Yeah,
like you don't have the number one option, which was. And now you kind of get into the deep playoff games and who's gonna take control.
Rookie, sophomore Jason Tatum, sophomore.
My other thing with this one is, to credit Kyrie, Doncic was out for like the last couple weeks,
Mhm.
and he actually stepped up a lot. He was putting up like 25, getting close to 30 in these games as the number one option. But here's want to try. AD saying 5 days prior, he said, "I want the Lakers to go to get a center to help us."
Yeah, I was actually going to point that out. I thought that was the funniest thing of all. Yes,
now he gets to go play with Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford.
Yeah.
Gets exactly what he wants.
So many
Problem.
Oh, yeah.
Luka's got a
I
weight
don't know if
problem.
that's true. I just think that's just like the memes.
That's literally the same that.
Put a cigarette in his mouth, I would still like. You couldn't.
Yeah.
You couldn't give me a pen to find this.
If he's got a beer in his left hand, like I'm still okay with that.
Yeah.
You can make,
that video circulating.
He's made shots with one hand before. Like it's fine.
Luka Doncic is dribbling with one hand, puts out the cigarette in a beer can, and then puts
just,
up a three and makes it. I'm like 40 million.
if he's walking in a boot, like I'm still fine with that. That's still 15, 5, and 5.
So right now the Lakers are 5th in the standings, and the Mavericks are 8th currently.
Lakers will shoot up to 3 by the end of the year.
You think they're going to go up right now? So again, the Lakers are 28-19, the Mavericks are 26-24. I mean, kind of honestly surprising to me. Maybe I'm just checked out or haven't really been checking in as much. But Houston Rockets sitting at the 3 seed. It's crazy to me.
Amen Thompson.
Amen Thompson is
Yeah.
insane.
Is it Amen or Amen?
Amen.
Is it
think
Amen?
Amen.
Okay.
I still don't know which is which. I just know Amen is the Rockets and the other one is on the Pistons.
Asar.
I get them mixed up too often.
Just still looking at this Western Conference, there's only like 3 teams that still legitimately say I think
this Luka trade takes the Mavericks out of it and just replaces them with the Lakers.
I do too. I think, and especially I think this really helps a player like LeBron, who no longer needs to be that number one option night in and night out for the Lakers. I mean, you can have a literal series in the playoffs where for 7 games, LeBron and Luka trade off who's the number one guy and goes off for 30 points.
It's gonna be a fun combination to watch.
I would have never believed it.
No.
If you were to tell me that Luka, when he was, younger, getting drafted, would you play with LeBron now? I would have never believed you.
You put the picture of Triple H with Joe Hendry, and then you put up the picture of LeBron
Same
James
thing,
and Luka Doncic hanging out.
It's the same thing.
I think if you ask me right now, like there's only 4 teams that are even contenders in the West, even like remotely.
So I'm gonna guess Thunder,
Grizzlies,
okay,
Lakers,
Nuggets, the Lakers, okay, which are all top 5 teams minus the Rockets, which are sitting at the 3.
I want to see how the De'Aaron Fox Wemby goes before they put them up there.
I mean, we'll talk about that too, but that's gonna be that'll be a fun combination as well. We're talking about just for the years to come. Last one I had really quick, just the idea of what Stephen A. Smith said. I don't know if you guys caught it. He said that the Lakers aren't going to win a championship with LeBron in the next couple of years. Just the idea that
did you say this after the trade?
Yes,
because technically, if Bronny stays there his whole career, that could be incorrect. He has got to be more specific on which.
Dude, all I'm saying is Bronny has 9 points
Yeah.
as a Laker, and Luka Doncic has 0. I was told Bronny was garbage.
Just statistically, LeBron James Jr. is the best free throw shooter of all time, minimum 1 shot.
So just under the idea that the Lakers are kind of planning for the future at 25-year-old Luka. That's going to be the next step, and aging obviously 40+-year-old LeBron.
Yeah, and not even that. You're also the salary cap is going to keep going up. So you're on. Then you're going to lose LeBron, so you're going to get a max slot to go get another All-Star.
Yeah. So they have this rest of the year, and then they have a year to figure out what they want to do with Luka. So that's going to be interesting. Exactly that. Where were you for this Luka Doncic trade and with Anthony Davis? Who I think it's good.
Where were you?
I was downstairs about to get ready to do some audio cutting, and I'm like, well, great. That just added another 30 minutes to. I'm gonna have to get everyone's reaction now to this.
I was finishing up a Shameless episode, so I've been binge watching.
Hey, nice.
Yeah,
Love that show.
Great show. And I I got a notification. It says trade to Luka, and I'm like, no, cap.
I just got off a phone call from a UFC fighter, Michael Chandler, and then I was like, oh, okay. Luka got traded.
Oh yeah, a little humble brag right there.
Yeah, I was actually texting.
I was joking.
I know, you told me.
Yeah, I was texting Mark Cuban like how his day was going, and it's just the notification popped up. I'm like, Mark, go get your team, buddy.
I was with Nia Jax and Triple H and Kai Cenat.
Yeah, I was actually hanging out with Winnie. I was like, that notification pops up on stage, just like tell her to go home. I can figure it out. Yeah,
definitely can't say what you just said about that. You can't say that. Well, with that being said, more trade talk. Talking a little bit about the Sacramento Kings and the Bulls, and what was the other team that was in there? Yeah, Spurs. We'll figure it out. Yeah, the Spurs. Everything else in between. Well, this is when the Bulls finally got rid of Zach Lavine. All that more coming up here on Low Blow Sports.
This is your home for sports. SportsTownChicago.com.
Joe's Hot Dogs has been around since 1953, but I promise it's not old news. You don't have to like hot dogs to like Joe's on Plainfield Road in Joliet. Italian beef, hot dogs, shakes, and sides. My family's had a relationship with Joe's Hot Dogs for 3 generations. Golden fries with a tad bit of salt and the perfect amount of crunch come in a bag as big as your hand. And that's just small. For more on the menu, visit joeshotdogsjoliet.com. Bringing that classic Chicago flavor to the suburbs. That's Joe's Hot Dogs across from CVS on Plainfield Road in Joliet.
At the football game, Jim shows the telltale signs of being wasted. He starts flexing for the camera. He refers to his muscles as gunboats. He screams, "How's this for a halftime show?" Jim streaks the field.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many to drive. But what if you've had just one too many to drive? Never underestimate just a few. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Ad Council, and this station.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and Windy City News Radio.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com.
Yo, check us out. We are the go-to guys. I'm your boy Space.
I'm your boy MC.
Check us out every Thursday
from 4 to 5 p.m.
We spitting all facts, all sports, all day.
Yes, sir. Who else you gonna go to in the club?
Lillard, long range 3. That's good.
Keeping you up to date with all the latest sports news.
We are
the go-to guys.
Where else you gonna get all your sports news from? SportsTownChicago.com.
St. Patrick's Day, the only day of the year that it's okay to not boo the Boston Celtics. I will show you mercy. SportsTownChicago.com.
There we are. Welcome back. Low Blow Sports in the building. Just got done talking a little bit of that Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis trade, but we got more. So much more trade talk to get to. We got anything to plug? We don't have a Low Blow Sports page, do we?
No,
that's okay. We got other stuff. I mean, there's Blow the Whistle. There's Bad Karma Wrestling. Anything else that's on here? I know
just follow Kobe's Twitter.
Yeah, follow Kobe's Twitter. Probably.
I don't post anything on there, but if you want to follow a blank profile picture, go for it.
That's what everyone does these days.
No, you got to put the egg on there.
I'm not gonna do that.
Nick remembers that.
You're on Twitter for class, like for a high school class, which is so dumb. Like, oh, it was like a school account.
It was like a project.
It was a summer. It was a summer. It was like an over the summer, like
Summer school.
No, not summer school. Over the summer.
I'm gonna start calling you
Pure
Mr.
scholar.
Nick. I'm gonna start calling you like Mr. Nick.
There you go, Mr. Nick. No, that's what they did when I was a camp counselor. That was annoying.
Oh, they weren't doing
Yeah,
that.
they did Mr. and Miss, like whatever your first name was.
Oh, that's
I always said
horrible.
I always my awful joke when the kids never understood that. It was like Mr. Nick. I'm like, no, I'm not Mr. Nick. That's my father's name. Call me Nick.
That flew over their head.
Didn't understand. Didn't know why. 'Cause it didn't make any sense. Well, I was talking the Chi-Town area, Bull locker room. Finally gone to Zach Lavine for some. I mean, some are saying huzzah, hurrah, but it is what it is. This is the full trade detail. I got it from Shams. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Shams. I'm not
Shams,
even.
everyone calls him Shams.
Okay, we're just gonna go with that then.
It doesn't hit the same as a Woj bomb.
Yeah,
There's like
doesn't it?
like
Shams. No,
Shams. Like what? Like what comes after that?
Doesn't hit the same.
Yeah.
So the Spurs are getting the big this obviously De'Aaron Fox from the Kings, as well as Jordan McLaughlin. The Kings are getting Zach Lavine, City Cisco, is that Sissoko? I'm gonna go with that one. A 2025, 2027, and a 2031 first round pick, and a 2025, 2028, and 2025 second rounder, and then two 2028 second rounders as well.
Fugazi 2025 pick is protected. It's like top 16 protected.
So which one?
2025, the 2025 first round pick.
Okay.
Fugazi.
Yeah. That's from the Hornets.
Not a real first round pick.
Gotcha. And then finally, the Bulls get the scraps. The Bulls get Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and they get back their 2025 first round pick from the Spurs.
Fugazi first round pick. Their own first round pick. It's not even like they could acquire a first round pick. They got their own back.
It doesn't matter. They finally got one back.
No, that doesn't count.
How does that not count?
That does not count. Let's just get it. And they traded it in a stupid trade, so it doesn't mean anything.
It was once not theirs. Now it is theirs again.
And it was once theirs, too.
If it makes you feel better, the Bulls won a second round pick for Lonzo. So you could get a second round. That's
That's bad. So I mean, that's going to be one of my follow-ups. Is going to be who else are the Bulls looking to who else
They
they
gone
just
by the six.
yeah, of course. Excuse me. But overall, grading this trade, what's your takeaways from it?
Bulls walk out with an F.
I say like
Kings
A.
walk out with like a D.
A for the Spurs.
Spurs get an A.
Yeah, they got
De'Aaron Fox is
for like-
going to be
and they-
insane with Victor Wembanyama.
And they gave up like nothing. They made the Bulls give up everything.
Yeah.
I don't know like how that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, think about kind of run lately. You're not all the score pick and fade. If you're a defender, roll with Wemby or stay out for him to shoot a free because apparently he could do that at 7
This
foot.
might be a hot take.
7'6".
I feel like Stephon Castle is like
Oh, he's in
like
the mud,
he's
bro.
like. What do you mean? He's so good. He's like
he was there because he wanted to be the pure point guard there, and now they trade for a point
I
guard.
know, but he's not a point. He's like an Amen Thompson kind of player.
He
Like
is.
insane athleticism and a finishing can't really shoot. He's like a year younger version of Amen Thompson.
Yeah,
So I feel like next year, if he takes that leap, the Spurs could be like top 3 seed.
yeah.
If it means anything, I also think the Spurs still having Chris Paul. It's still a nice little
Yeah.
let him talk.
Like, he's
about
just
it a little
ring
bit.
chasing. We all know. We all know
He's
his
not though. He's putting in work down there.
Yeah, he was actually. I think
He's
actually,
averaging like 7 assists a game.
You know,
He's actually doing a pretty
KD is
solid
like
job.
open for trade. I wouldn't be shocked if the Spurs like go for it.
wow, yeah, that'd be pretty crazy.
Like they trade like Devin Vassell in the first or something. Grab KD.
And Castle. You're gonna have to put Castle in that.
They're not putting him in that.
But yeah, honestly, on the Bulls side of things, finally dropping Zach Lavine. I mean, honestly, the big takeaway for me was like the Kings looked at what the Bulls did with Zach Lavine and DeMar DeRozan for 3, 4, 5 years and said, mediocrity. Get that over here.
I want that.
I want that. I need
want
that.
I want that.
Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, again, I think maybe DeMar DeRozan probably wasn't the biggest fan of that either, but to an extent. But That should be fine. Again, we've seen that. We've watched that episode before of what that's going to eventually be. And I honestly feel bad for Sabonis, who puts down like 30 games. No one talks about him.
The Kings are just like the Bulls of the West, except instead of Vucevic, they got Sabonis.
They kind of are.
That sounds about right.
That's like
they
the only
kind of are,
difference.
except sometimes they'll miss the playoffs. Or even miss
sometimes
the
instead of being the
That's
ninth
their
seed.
difference. The Bulls are completely fine, and they will get 10th seed every single year.
That's because
the
East
Kings
is
will
just,
somehow finish 12th. So
East,
it's the same kind of season.
the East is so bad. There's like only 3 teams that are even average.
Yeah.
It's
which I also thought I was laughing in one of my group chats after this trade went down. Someone goes, "Yeah, I think they'll probably with this trade. I think they'll for sure make the playoffs." I'm just sitting there like, bro, everyone makes the playoffs in this league. How can you not? It can ever.
It's like 500. The Bulls are below 500 and getting into the playoffs.
they're probably the
They
6th
get in
seed.
the play-in.
Like after the Cavs, Celtics, and Knicks, if you win like 45 games, you're like a 4 seed.
He's just throwing the Knicks. No, I'm kidding.
And then getting on the Bulls side of things again. Anything to
They get back Zach Collins. Woo.
Zach Collins.
Kevin Herter is good sometimes.
I do like Kevin Herter.
Kevin Herter is shooting 27%
He
from
needed-
the 3.
he needed to
and he's
change
a
the scenery.
3-point specialist.
He needs to change the scenery. The beam got in his eyes. You know, he's been distracted. Now the beam is gone. He can see clearly again. It's like Willie Adamas with the Rays.
The beam's just blinding
No,
everyone.
Willie Adamas, he was like complaining he couldn't see. Then he gets traded. Hits 30 home runs back-to-back years with the Brewers. Same thing.
That could be
Same
same
thing.
exact thing.
Same exact thing.
Actually,
Not
I
a
think he's
single
shooting
difference.
worse than 27%. Actually, I think he's shooting worse than that. I mean,
He had that like 1-3 with the crowd pop last year, and that's like his only career highlight.
his only career highlight.
Name one other Kevin Herter highlight.
Couldn't tell you.
Exactly.
No idea.
He and Bogdanovich like the same person.
I don't
Different
think
nationalities.
He's shooting 41% from the field.
Oh,
That's just
horrible.
the field. And then in the season, he is shooting. Oh, he got it up. He got it up to 30.
Good. There you go.
Oh, that's 1-3.
That's just to promote. That's just to promote his trade value, though.
Anything on the takes of even both of these trades, they're like, okay, now they're finally spicing up, or even the Doncic trade was just an inside cue for more eyeballs and ratings back on the NBA. Was there anything to feed in on that?
Smart. I mean, think about it like this: you had the Royal Rumble, UFC. You have UFC this weekend, and the Super Bowl in this next weekend.
It's not compared
and
to
and for some reason, and crazily, the NBA is the most talked thing right now.
Yeah.
The problem with the NBA is you check ESPN and it says game 6:30, and then you're watching the pregame and tip off is like 7:10, and no one wants to sit there for like the 20-minute pregame, the horrible calls, like the 17-minute replay reviews. It's just I don't want to watch that sometimes. So I get it. I get that. Like baseball, you know what you're gonna get. Football, you know what you're gonna get.
Kevin Herter has averaged 11.5 points in his career playing for Atlanta, and then with the Kings, he has come off the bench 28 out of his 43 appearances with Kings this season.
Yeah, and they'll probably end up starting him over Kobe White.
And also with League Pass, like you can't even watch half your team's games. You get blacked out.
That's true.
Like
So
that-
what other names are you not going to be surprised with? I personally want to keep Kobe. I can understand if that goes, but from my understanding, Bazelis is the only name that's protected.
Yeah, and that's completely fair. I mean,
Okay.
he is balling out for
Yes.
them. Although he spent some time in both leagues, I mean, when he does play for the Bulls, it's not like he's out there doing nothing. Like, he is making highlight plays and keeping them in games. Vooch will probably be gone by Sunday, I think.
Yeah, but they've been trying to trade him for 3 years.
Yeah, and look, they just got rid of Lavine, okay?
So the Lakers are looking.
Yeah, but they had to give up their entire draft capital to get rid of him.
No.
The Lakers are looking for
Bro,
a rim protector.
no.
The Lakers are looking for a rim
No.
protector. Can we lie to them and send them maybe like a block compilation? Be like, hey, Vooch is actually a rim protector. And then,
So what's going to happen
lie.
is you're going to end up trading Vooch, and you're going to get back like a Jigger and a 2037
Okay,
first
but
round pick.
but if the Bulls get Bronny back,
That's the only player in the league we don't tradable. Bronny James. Only one.
He's a package deal.
Yeah.
Loki, did you guys see the meme though of LeBron James like looking at AD, and then also they put the ones of him with D Wade on the Cavs and then putting him with Kyrie on the
No.
Cavs. So yeah, it's like the theme. Though the trend keeps going where LeBron's just like, bro, like you suck, and then it's AD like freaking out, and then it was like all the other ones that people got screen grabs for. Who else? There's just no market for Pat Williams. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They need him gone,
Especially
but
with the
there's zero
extension that they
market.
have. So I mean, between Pat Williams,
There's
Kobe
not really
White-
any like names being thrown around.
No.
Like, there's no really like De'Aaron Fox was like the only one.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, we got some
Paparazzi. My gosh.
No, but it's just that's so bad. And you know what's crazy? They're gonna finish the 10th spot, and so they won't even, that pick they traded back for won't even be in the lottery.
Yeah, I don't. The Bulls haven't had what feels like the Bulls haven't had a lottery pick since Derrick Rose.
They haven't had overall. Never started a game in college. Was a career 6-man in college.
Uzelis was like 10th overall. He was a lottery pick. Unless you mean like top 5 lottery.
Top 5.
Because that's like 2 players in your entire like this decade.
Well, there you go.
This the 21st century.
All right, guys. Well, let us know down below. Grade the Bulls, grade the De'Aaron Fox, grade the Spurs, and even grade the Kings trade side of things. When we return, it's the big game. We're talking the gambling side of things. We're talking preview, storylines, everything else in between when we come back here on Lobo Sports.
This is your home for sports. Red Laugh. SportsTownChicago.com.
Take that exit and get to the Southern Cafe, home of the Nasty Biscuit on Roselle Road in Roselle. Get over there and try the chicken fried chicken biscuit made with the Southern Cafe's house-made drop biscuit with buttermilk chicken fried chicken smothered in country gravy, topped with shredded cheddar and crumbled hickory smoked bacon. I always say that when you go to the Southern Cafe, you come out with 2 meals with the heaping amounts of food they serve you in every meal. I love to go to a place with outdoor seating. The Southern Cafe has a great outdoor seating area to help social distance, and I get to enjoy my breakfast outdoors. Open 6:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. to give you plenty of time to grab an amazing breakfast or lunch. Now get your butt over to the Southern Cafe on Roselle Road.
Hello?
It's speed walking day.
Dorothy? You're breaking up.
Did I mention we'd be slowing down when we pass the court where those Vaughn brothers play ball?
I heard that.
Reduce your risk of cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Get active, eat right, and maybe even run into Mr. Right. Isn't sisterhood beautiful? For more information, go to everydaychoices.org. Brought to you by the American Cancer Society, the American Diabetes Association, the American Heart Association, the Ad Council, and this station.
Alert! Alert! Be gone, maxed out credit cards, overdue loans, suffocating interest rates, and relentless collection agencies. If your credit rating is making you and others around you cringe, there's only one thing to do, and that's to turn to the professionals at Creative Credit Solutions. Even if your credit is less than perfect, we'll help you get back on track. You can do it, and we can help. Call today or visit creativecreditsolutions.net for your free credit check report.
Blow the whistle on SportsTownChicago.com. Mondays and Fridays from 2 to 3 p.m. as we talk NFL.
The game plan was really sound.
The quarterback leagues. It happened. It still is.
Franchise-defining quarterbacks.
College football.
Will Jim Harbaugh make it through the season as Michigan's head coach?
Some more Big Ten talk.
And here's some things you wouldn't expect.
I would have never expected that.
Get all of that and more on Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com.
I will not repeat what was said, or even give a close inkling of what was said in our off time.
Just know Kobe said the most New York Nick thing I've
It's
ever
a perfectly normal reaction after last night.
You might need medicine.
42, 10, and 6. Like
all right. Well, again,
perfectly normal.
Wasn't going to allude to what I just said, but go ahead. We're talking about the big game, folks. We're talking about the Super Bowl. We're talking about Eagles and Chiefs. Chiefs going for the three-peat. Eagles looking to take down the evil empire and bring their own evil empire in, I suppose, for some people in their storylines.
There's no real fun team here.
I don't care. I'm looking at greatness, and I'm just telling you that I think this is going to be awesome either which way.
I know.
So, again, multiple storylines to get into, multiple gambling mirrors and levels that we want to get to. What do we want to get? How do we want to hit this first, boys? Do we want to do the gambling side, or do we want to do the actual just game storylines that we're going to be focusing on?
We should ask the gambler. I think that's like the best.
I mean, for the sake of,
no, I don't care.
I mean, in that case, we would probably go through the actual storylines to build up.
Yeah, that's fine.
To what we're going to talk about and actually gamble on later. So that would be my thing. So let's hit the top of it. I think the Lakers, the Chiefs. Well, I guess that is the same thing. The Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites still.
No, I got them at 1.5.
Oh, my apologies. There we go. Yes, Chiefs are 1.5-point favorites. They're the away team technically. They're minus 120 on the money line, and 48.5 is the total. Oh, excuse me. My goodness. Most popular props I'm kind of looking at and seeing. Everyone always tries to hammer Travis Kelce's receiving, which is 64.5. I'll double check that. I've also seen a lot of people trying to hammer his second rushing yards for Saquon Barkley. But I mean, this is the big thing to get into. Saquon Barkley's birthday. It's again, this is a rematch from the last time. We've already seen also the news that Andy Reid and even Travis Kelce are back for next year. So what's your guys' biggest storyline to focus in on, whether it's cartoony, memey, or just actual seriousness? What are you guys focusing in on for this game?
I mean, the main storyline is a three-peat.
Yeah.
That's obvious. I think
as much as the players don't want to get into that. They're always just like nah, that's like
that's going to be the main storyline, whether we want it to be or not, and whether they can pull it off. Because like they're aging, not really as good as they've been in the past, and yet they're back here somehow.
They're not as good as they were when they won maybe their first Super Bowl, but somehow they're just just as good, if not better.
We know what methods they're using to get there. We just don't like how they're doing it.
Maybe we know what kind of methods.
We're like pretty sure how they're doing it. Yeah.
And that was also the thing. I don't know if you guys saw from yesterday's little press conference or the big like concert that they put on. Basically,
was like Guillermo there?
Yeah.
Did you see Jameis Winston?
Jameis Winston.
That was great.
So that was great. Put a pin in that really quick. Travis Kelce was asked a question. He goes, "What questions do you have for us? Like, what would be one question you have to everybody just outside?" And he just goes, why are you guys, the media, feeding into this idea that the refs are cheating for us, essentially? I'm paraphrasing, but he was basically saying, like, why are you guys feeding into this narrative? Like,
did anyone answer it?
No, not really. The audio that I saw cut off basically right then and there, but it's not, but just it's a fair question to ask.
See, I want to be part of a press conference just so I could say I'm there just so I don't get fined. I want to do that. Just one day in my life. That's a bucket list moment.
The situation is the loud minority.
Yes.
And it's the people that, like, it just gets on your feed and it's the most talked about thing, so people are gonna report on that. I mean, if you watch Chiefs games, I say this every single time that people say, oh, to get these wins, the refs are feeding them. If you watch like what they're calling and the situations that are happening, it's not like they're just pulling it out of nowhere every single time.
I mean, it's that the Chiefs are also involved in like at least 10.
It's
I think
not,
at least
it's
like
not
10
like,
single point games.
Yeah. It's not just the calls you call, and that
case then
cares about it's cover boy.
And you know where the Chiefs were in that list as well? Middle of the pack.
It's about when they make the calls, not the amount of calls. It's
Juwan Taylor, the tackle for the Chiefs, is the third most penalized player individually in the league.
And somehow they'll still find a clip of him not getting a call, but it's like third most penalized player in the league, and there's every single tackle is doing the exact same thing.
Exactly.
But it's about like what calls they make. It's not gonna be like, oh, a 5-yard false start. It's like controversial, roughing the passer. That's an extra 15 yards and a first down.
I get those, but those calls seem so consistent across the NFL that we know that they're not penalties. Like, and it's just because they hit Mahomes, or just because he takes a tumble like that. But the plays I'm talking about are the ones like the Bengals game, the offensive pass or the defensive pass interference, clearly defensive pass interference. The toe on the line in the Ravens game, clearly out of bounds.
No one said that was a bad call. That was just
No, but they're
unlucky for
like, the
Ravens.
refs are helping them, putting them in bad positions like that, and like, they missed so many holding call, or they missed.
It's not an every game thing, but
stuff like that.
you could always, not always, but like sometimes you could pinpoint like, oh, that's a call I should have made that goes in the Chiefs' favor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, clearly, just going further upon that, just when you're watching the game, the refs and every single call is going to be, to a certain extent, controversial in this game because everyone's going to be, they're calling it for this thing. They are going to be under a microscope, under everyone's view for the entire time.
Especially the Eagles. I mean, their secondary is some of the most physical players in the secondary position with Reed Blankenship, Darius Slay. I mean, they're all just physical guys out there.
I just want like 2 years ago, like the holding call in the Super Bowl, that was like kind of questionable. Chiefs' favor. Like it's when the call happens, not like what the call is.
Well, that's why the NFL wants to go into that thing where they replay calls like that. You know, the holdings. I mean, that's been talked about for the next
They should be able to challenge calls. I don't know if they're going to do that.
As long as they're quick, as long as they're like robo-umps where they just take like 10
it
seconds.
needs to be quick.
Like,
Because
I don't
as
wanna
soon as
see-
you get a 4-hour game, then everyone's gonna be like, "What are we doing?"
Like, I don't want to see a replay and have Gene Steratore tell me exactly.
Yeah, I
like,
don't need
what,
to see the replay of it.
Like,
Just
I just-
cut to it and
I
let me
just
see
show
it.
me one replay. I'm like, yeah, that should be a call. Or no, it should be a call. I don't need Gene Steratore sitting there and telling me exactly what's going on in his brain.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
that's
need
fair.
that.
That's fair. Let's see. Overall, I mean, again, I think just the underdog Eagles coming in, Saquon Barkley is going to be a lot of people kind of under this impression that it's going to be low scoring, 48.5 in the total.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
Why is that?
Their last Super Bowl was 38-35,
Mhm.
and their offenses, I mean, other than the Chiefs, the Eagles' offense is way better than the last time they played, and the Chiefs' offense is still putting up over 30 points a game in all their playoff games.
And that's also where I thought, I mean, not only sure even if the Eagles run the ball a ton, we've seen Saquon Barkley bust off for 60, 70-yard plays.
Doesn't matter what defense is there as well.
Yeah. So I mean, the idea that again, they're gonna run the time clock, they're gonna run it out. Like no. If they run the ball, he still has a chance to break off for 70 yards, and there goes all your chewing the clock. So there's gonna be a lot of opportunity to score in this game.
They don't snap the ball with 3 seconds every single time.
Yeah.
That's not how the Eagles have played this whole season. So that's kind of why I like the over in it.
Yeah. It's the tush push versus the refs. I think some people are kind of looking in that direction.
What's like the line on like the refs giving a touchdown? what's the line on that?
We'll definitely get into more gambling lines and everything. I mean, I kind of dipped into it, and you even mentioned it. I'll just kind of talk quickly about what happened in yesterday's little press conferences. Jameis Winston coming up handing out W cookies, and then I thought that was amazing. And then Jameis Winston, did you hear the soundbite with the Saquon Barkley one?
He did it to Sirianni too.
He asked.
Oh, yeah, you should go
hey,
be quarterback in New York.
What
Yeah.
team should I go sign for? And Saquon goes, New York. He's like, which team
Yeah,
though?
which-
He goes,
yeah,
I
which
think
New
the
York?
Giants need a quarterback right now.
Perfect. That's the first opportunity I think I've heard Saquon Barkley take a jab back at the Giants. Besides his overall performance.
Except did you hear the other thing Saquon said?
No.
And Jared Payton came out and confirmed that the Bears were so close.
Yeah.
To getting him.
I also heard he was pretty close to being a Texan. So I don't know. There's different. I've heard different.
I heard
stories.
reports though that they liked Mixon more than him.
Okay.
Which is crazy.
That's fair.
But I thought, okay, sure, I guess.
Texans do whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why they got a new offensive coordinator now. So
do you think? I mean, beyond maybe the next job for Jameis Winston isn't quarterback. Maybe it's media.
Dude, if you put him on the pregame of CBS or like Fox, I would actually tune into those for once.
If you-
just
when-
to see him talk like
when
that.
like Nate Burleson retires, Saquon could like step right into that.
Oh
Like,
my
that's
God,
like-
put him on Nickelodeon. He'd be perfect. Let him run Slime Time. Let him commentate with SpongeBob and Patrick. He'd probably think they're real.
I want to see Jalen Hurts do that. Just to, like have like 4 chains blinding the camera. Just talking.
Crab legs.
No, he had a good New Orleans presence, so it was funny he was down there. And then overall, I just want to get your eye. You kind of jokingly thought about it earlier. The Dallas Goedert comment he made. Do you think it was legit?
Apparently,
was
he
trying
has
to
no clue who Taylor Swift is.
Yeah, he thought it was a TLC song. That's how far off he was.
It's Mirage. He doesn't want to feed into
Mind
that.
games. Mind games. Mind games.
They don't know about Taylor Swift. We need to show them who Taylor Swift is. Let's go win the Super Bowl.
Breaking news: Dallas Goedert is not feeling 22. That's like.
Oh, that's so funny. I do like that one Family Guy bit where he goes, I put everything on 16. He goes, that song is called 15. It came up red 15. Damn it. So yeah. Anything else really quick? I know we're going to talk gambling, but Cooper Kupp being kind of offset really quick. Cooper Kupp trade talk.
Crazy. He doesn't even want to move, but the Rams want to trade him. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's, again, payment. They don't want to pay him for...
You can't pay
age
him and
as well.
Like him and Luka, you can't give them both.
They're just preparing
It's like a Jamar Chase,
I
T.
think
Higgins.
you can if you go get a budget quarterback instead of paying Stafford.
That could be the case.
Because
There's a point there, and Donald's not there anymore, so that his contract's gone.
You're not going to, especially this QB class, you're not going to take a quarter like where you
You
are.
don't got to go get one of those young quarterbacks. You just got to go get a Jameis Winston or something like that.
He's going to throw 30 picks. I don't know. It's not.
Fair enough. Well, when we return, get your bookies out, call them up, get them ready to roll. Write it down on your notepad, or get your sports books out. We're talking gambling and everything about the Super Bowl, about the big game. So get ready, strap in, strap it down. More Low Blow Sports when we return.
This is your home for sports. Longtime fan, sports of my life. SportsTownChicago.com.
What's up, Chicago? If you're ever, and I mean ever, out looking for good urban food 24/7, come down to White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. White Palace Grill is open 365 days a year since 1939. I personally love the steak and egg dinner, but whether you like burgers for breakfast, steak for lunch, or French toast for dinner, White Palace is the place for you. The diner is a 24-hour urban oasis. Come now, come later. Hey, come now in later. We never close at White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. Visit us at whitepalace.com or order with Uber Eats or Grubhub anytime, any day.
Daddy, when you look at me, I could see your wheels turning. About what am I going to be when I grow up? A major league first baseman? Maybe a point guard for a national champion.
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. Far-fetched? Maybe. But did you know the odds of a child being diagnosed with autism are 1 in 166? That's right, 1 in 166. To learn the signs of autism, go to autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Go to Lux Barbershop for the best barbers and stylists in Plainfield, Illinois. I go there when I have an important event, date, or I just want to look good. The straight razor shave will have you looking fresh and smooth. Lux Barbershop is open 7 days a week. Go to Lux Barbershop for the finest barbers, stylists, braiders, and massage therapists in the southern suburbs. Check out all their daily deals on Facebook, Instagram, and luxbarbershop.com.
Hi, this is Joe Perry and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith for Red. You know, it's okay to rock and roll and party down. Just don't get in that 2,000-pound bullet when you're done and cocked. And please don't drink and drive.
I'm a jaded you.
A reminder that friends don't let friends drive drunk. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, U.S. Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
The Chicago Dogs are back on SportsTownChicago.com. Tune in to the season opener against the Sioux City Explorers, Friday, May 28th at Impact Field in Rosemont. First pitch at 7:05 p.m. Hear all the action right here on SportsTownChicago.com.
Yes, we are back. It's the big game, Super Bowl 59. And I'm pulling up in front of me, according to both ESPN and USA Today, the Americans expected to legally wager a record $1.39 billion on this upcoming Super Bowl.
Nick, those are rookie numbers.
I know.
We got to pump those numbers up.
Pump
those numbers up.
Those are rookie numbies.
Can I get a small load of $1 million to bet on the Super Bowl, please?
Please. And that's just, like I said, that's not until like Dave Portnoy. The Sharps aren't even in just yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Mattress Mac is going to put down like
that's right,
$5 million on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
So boys, let's go across the board. we can hit everyone's top play and then just kind of look at look at the specialties that are looking that the FanDuel and DraftKings have up. Unless you have another sports book that you're looking at.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay, because those are the only two that I have currently downloaded.
How about this one? Who you taking, Eli or Peyton? Who's making the field goal?
Oh, that field goal! Oh my god,
who's making it?
Gotta give it to the underdog. Gotta give it to Eli.
I'm giving it to Eli.
Yeah.
They're doing a field goal. What's happening?
Remember when Broncos? They're making a competition between Peyton versus Eli.
Everything's got to be a Manning thing.
Yep.
They ruined the Pro
Would you
Bowl.
rather have that or rather have a Kelsey thing?
I don't know.
More Jason Kelce.
Apparently, Hollywood execs are wanting Josh Allen to retire so that him and Haley can be the new thing in Hollywood.
Is Arch
That was a
Manning-
report last week.
Is Arch Manning an option? Cooper Manning?
No.
Cooper Manning interviewed Travis, and he was asking him about his brother. I thought that was funny.
That's good.
He's like, "Are you sick of Jason?" And then, honestly, Travis was being sincere. He goes, "No, it's very exciting to see him always on the broadcast and stuff like that." So he's like, I miss him. He's like, I was kind of upset that I'm not playing against him in this Super Bowl.
They got the podcast. They're
I
fine.
know they're fine. They'll see each other at holidays. They're super successful. But if anything, my big like sticking out to me is like, okay, I gotta have this one just for fun, or it's not necessarily a lock, but in my mind, it kind of is. I'm going with it anytime touchdown plus 600. With this idea that this might be his only time opportunity to be in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So to get him in the red zone. Pepper him with some targets right then and there. He's not gonna have the explosive Xavier Worthy play, which would also be a sprinkle a little bit on that probably too. But I really want to lean on a DeAndre Hopkins touchdown because he's never had a bigger opportunity than now in his career for something like this. So
to me, that's not crazy because guess who scored their game-winning touchdown last year?
Was it like Mecole Hardman?
Who was probably around the same number.
No, but he had ties for the Chiefs. Like he knew the playbook and everything. It wasn't like
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying
mid-season.
is like the odds
I don't know.
wise, you should bet on a player close to that to make a play for them because they did it last year. I was just telling Nick.
Samaje Perine is plus 950.
Do they still have the fullback that has like a pet alligator?
Yes. Carson Steele is plus 5,000 for an anytime touchdown.
I'll do that.
100.
Do that.
100 to go, B?
No.
100
pennies.
I got a good. If you want to build a parlay, a really good starter to one.
Okay.
It's a alt line parlay. It's an alt line that gets you really close to plus money, putting both teams at plus 7.5.
Okay.
So you're basically just betting on a close game. No team really goes over that. And based on their last Super Bowl and how the Chiefs like to play their games, that's looking really good there.
Yeah.
I also have it paired up to a plus 2,143 parlay.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. Worthy anytime touchdown. Kelsey to get 50 yards. Barkley 100 yards and Mahomes 225 passing.
Okay.
It's a little parlay.
Yeah.
Now some of these I'm seeing are kind of fun. How about just the usual like liners? Coin toss. Do you guys do anything special for the coin toss, or do you go with heads every time?
Well, I go with heads because I go by statistics.
Okay, for sure.
Statistically, heads weighs more than tails. Technically, the sides of a coin flip are
Scott's
not
studying at the
50-50.
StatCast on coin tossing. Like I just let the man flip the coin.
Heads
So,
weighs more.
so the head side weighs more. So when it land on the head
It
side,
it doesn't help with the rotation with it, and it ends up going down on the tail side.
okay, gotcha. All right,
Can we get like
we get a sports science on
we
that.
It's about a 51-49, but
Sports
realistically, it's more so toward a 60-40.
Well, on
sports
FanDuel, you
science
can
was
get
like the
both
coolest
sides.
thing ESPN ever did,
Sports
bro.
science was
Sports
awesome
science
growing
was
up.
so cool. They're like, no one likes it. They just got rid of it.
FanDuel, I see, has both results at minus 104. So take your pick right there. I like that better than some people go with.
How about
minus
this
110.
one? They gave FanDuel put out a 50% profit boost. So which one of these would you take? Chiefs to win and Mahomes to throw for 225, or Philly to win and Barkley to rush for 100?
I'll go with.
You can only pick one.
I'll go with the.
I think Barkley 100 is probably more likely.
So Barkley 100 and Eagles to win.
Yeah,
I'm on the opposite.
I don't know
end.
about
I'll go
Eagles.
Chiefs.
I think I'm gonna take the Chiefs on that one.
Yeah.
I would do like Barkley 150 and 2. I feel like.
What does that get you?
I'm gonna pull up MVP odds also. I heard a good one with that, but
Like Saquon Super Bowl MVP, like I would not be surprised at all.
one I just saw really quickly was
Because if the Eagles win, it's going to be because of him.
here we go. A successful 2-point conversion, which I think could happen. When you're at the
100%
you're at the
that
2-point line. You're at the 2-yard line. A little tush push gets you in there. That's plus 180. Any quarter to end scoreless plus 400. Do not fall into that trap. I tried to do that for a Titans and Jaguars game, and they went crazy in that one. So don't do that.
People do boxes all the time for that stuff, and I
Yeah.
just don't get it.
A Kansas City Chiefs special touchdown, a plus 3,100. Eagles special teams touchdown, 30 plus
Kobe.
3,200.
You ready for this?
What?
Kobe, your parlay of 2 touchdowns for Saquon and 150 yards, it's plus 730. $10 would get you 73.
Opening kickoff to be returned for a
I don't
touchdown,
like that.
plus
I like that.
17,000.
What is it?
Plus 17,000, 17,000.
What is it for a kneel?
For it to be a touchback?
No, for it to be a return for a touchdown.
What is it for a touchback?
Oh, and yeah, the touchback, no touchback. That one's gonna be a little hate. That one might change up just because of the kickoff rule, the dynamic kickoff rule. So I'm not really finding that at the moment.
What, like color Gatorade?
Yeah, color Gatorade.
That's a
I'm
classic.
always gonna sprinkle a little bit on the clear water just because you know it's gonna be on the line logistically. But I think the Chiefs these past years have been red,
Purple.
They
They did purple last year.
Okay.
I always like playing on orange.
Yeah, that was a fun one. So I mean, take your pick there. Those are always good. I'm gonna try and look at MVP, and I actually did like the idea that somebody threw out there. I think it was on Bet for the Cycle or one of the shows on BetMGM. Whatever money they're gonna put into the Chiefs money line, if you were gonna bet on just the straight up the Chiefs money line, take that money and bet it on Patrick Mahomes MVP. You would think logically you want to get the plus money out of it, which, you know, Pat Mahomes is probably sitting at plus 200 something for,
Yeah,
for MVP.
so Mahomes is at plus 110.
Plus 110. Okay, so take instead of betting on a minus 120 or 110.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's odds on this, but what are the odds of Travis Kelce posing? Are there odds on that?
I don't think so. I think
No
there's
odds on
something
that?
like that.
I do have some of the
last year.
fun ones for
They're-
you.
What do they got?
I do have some of the fun
Like
ones.
those offshore accounts probably
Yeah,
had like
they have
stake.
that.
They have
Yeah,
like
true.
over under 5.5 Travis. It was over under 5.5 Taylor
It
Swift.
was like
cutaway.
11 or something.
Either quarterback to throw for 5 touchdowns, plus 3,000.
Not adding.
Any player to get a 75-yard receiving touchdown.
What about rushing?
Um,
I feel like Xavier Worthy pulled it.
You could.
Saquon Barkley to have 25 rushing yards in each quarter.
I heard that
I
one.
would- I would
do
take
like
that.
50.
I would take that for sure.
I like that.
I would for sure take that.
Again, I like it on paper, but one time again I had to bet it for a different game, just 5 yards.
See, the
for
problem
something.
is you're going up against.
Dude, those 5-yard ones are amazing. Like, it's so hard to bet on. Let's see.
I feel
Any
like-
defensive player to return an interception for touchdown.
No. I would take like 2 picks. Sorry, I wouldn't be shocked.
To get 5 rush receptions. They've been running the jet sweep with him a lot in this playoffs.
I don't know. He has been having some pretty good stat lines though. If you want to have some fun, that's not the worst.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
Could be a donation.
Super Bowl correct score repeat,
Oh.
38-35 in favor of the Chiefs, plus 175,000
That's not happening.
I did
or
see
17,500.
I saw no touchdowns the entire game is plus 26,000.
No.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, that's not gonna happen.
Let's see.
First scoring drive to be a field goal, maybe.
Ooh, yeah.
If I don't remember what the odd on that was, but I thought that was cool. It's plus
Is
money.
there like a no punts the whole? Is there a line for that?
There probably is.
Is there a
There
line for
probably
that?
will be some.
'Cause I would
Lane
say-
Johnson to score a touchdown. Why is that a bet?
I have no idea.
That's a
They love
Chiefs
it.
thing.
No, that's the thing. I always look for the fat guy touchdown, no offensive lineman touchdown.
It's not gonna be Lane Johnson. It'll be like a backup. Or
Well,
like,
any offensive lineman touchdowns plus 1,800.
I love that.
How about this one? We talk about this a lot.
no, I feel like scoregometers are only when like there's one really good team and one horrible team. It's too competitive. Because you can't do like 28, 21
I guess,
scoregometers.
unless you're getting into 50.
So just for
It's got to be like 53 to 39.
100 for either one as opposed to the minus 104 on FanDuel.
Fair.
Either team to win. You can choose either team to win the coin toss, that's also plus 100. Doesn't matter what side. Just see if like, oh, I think the Chiefs are going to win the coin toss. So you can do that.
Overtime?
Ooh, that one's
plus 1,200.
I'm not going to take that.
You're not taking that?
Taking that.
This one just says flea flicker. Yes or no? Plus 250.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's too. A mix?
Red.
Or
So yellow
Well, it's
green.
because people don't know like.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yellow green is plus 250. That's together. Orange is plus 250. That's separate. Clear 850, and then no Gatorade bath is plus 15.
Dude, everyone was so scared last year because they didn't record
They didn't,
it.
yeah, they didn't see
and
it.
so everyone was like, "Oh, it cashed. No Gatorade color."
Yeah.
And then it was like, "Oh, it's perfect."
There were some accounts that cashed out both for that same reason. So, I mean, if you want to do that. Ooh, this one's fun on DraftKings. This one's called Birthday Boy. Saquon Barkley to score 5 touchdowns plus 15,000.
What's the line on Kenneth Gainwell 2 touchdowns?
Oh, that was okay. So that was a fun one a couple of years ago when it was San Fran and the Chiefs. I took play to get if you get a backup running backs rushing attempts
Kenneth
and rushing
Gainwell,
yards.
yeah.
I do want to
Will what's his name? Will Shipley.
Will Shipley. I also like Noah Gray.
Not Shipley. Shipley's been getting almost 0 time for that.
He had like 70 yards against
when they were
Commanders.
up by 20.
Oh yeah, it's fine. So Kenneth Gainwell.
It's Kenneth Gainwell who steals opportunities because what they do is they'll put him in the game when they're like 15 yards from the end zone and they'll run for a 15-yard touchdown.
Or you could do like Dallas Goedert on the switch push.
Or you can, okay, so I'm not seeing Kenneth Gainwell. I am only seeing Saquon and Jalen Hurts rushing props as of right now. Xavier Worthy, though, over under is at rushing attempts is at 1.5.
I don't know about 1.5.
1.5, no.
He had
I'll
like
take the
how many
under.
did he have against the Bills? He had like 2 or
Probably
3.
2, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that again. I don't like that.
I don't trust like that. Yeah, rushing, receiving, not seeing that. Do we want to put together quickly? I mean, I don't think anyone's behind us, but we want to put together like a squad little parlay for a low blow squad
All
parlay,
right.
and it's just gonna maybe one pick each, and then one we'll all agree upon.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine.
Fine.
4-legger.
Yeah.
All right.
And I mean, again, if you're coming at me with a time, I'll say that. I'll try and find.
I'll be going for hit for like insane odds.
No, I'll give you the +7. I'm going to give you
What's-
the +7 both ways. So, Kansas City Chiefs +7.5, Eagles +7.5, already at -136.
What's the?
You got to go to alt spread.
No, I'm saying let's just pick. Let's all pick one leg. Is that one leg?
Yeah.
That's a leg.
It's 2 legs, but they're -1,000.
I'm not that
100.
deep into gambling. I don't know how this works.
They're both -400 each.
How do you
If
have?
you're gonna take it
how
by
do you
yourself.
have the Chiefs winning and the Eagles winning on the same?
No, you don't have them winning. You have them covering the spread.
just covering?
Yeah.
Fine.
Nick, I'll show you my phone right now. Look.
You can. You're gonna have to show me because I mean, I've never seen you be able to pick both spreads like that. Okay, I guess you can.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sure. I mean, I didn't know.
You're basically just betting on a close game.
I'm gonna throw out Patrick Mahomes over on rushing yards.
Over rushing yards.
Ooh, what's he at?
Let's see.
I feel like he's just
Mahomes is sitting
on,
at
sneaky third down, like rushing yards.
25. I don't have the over under, but
I would
for
take
alt line,
25.
25 is -170.
I would take over
Okay.
25.
I'll throw that in there.
Okay.
All right.
Nick?
Pat Mahomes -170. Do I want to do the Kelsey receiving or maybe? Sorry. That's not that. Xavier Worthy 55.5. Travis Kelsey's at 60.5. I like that.
Can I throw something out here for the full group?
Sure.
AJ Brown to get a 20+ yard reception to -270.
I like that. How about Noah Gray over 12.5 receiving yards at -110?
Oh, jeez.
See, it's either he's going to get that the first play of the game, or he's going to end as.
He didn't get a catch last game.
Yeah, no.
Or he's
No
going
way.
to be stuck at 11, like 1 for 11, and there's no in between.
So, are we feeling better with the Worthy or the Kelsey prop
For a touchdown?
For his over on his yardage. That would be my leg.
They're going to force feed Kelsey. Like, it's just what they do. in
Okay,
the
so
playoffs.
all right, if we want to feel that, I'm going to go over 60.5 receiving yards for Kelsey. Right now, I have the two. It's Kobe's.
Hey, you got it up? Did you figure out how to put it in?
You want me to put both of those in there?
Yeah,
That'll be
you
the
put
three?
both. You put both the 7.5s for both teams.
Okay. Do that, and then is that going to be our 4? Is that going to be our 4 legs together? Or do we want to?
Or you can throw in one, or we can throw in one more. That's a team. That's a group one.
Okay.
I kind of like that. AJ Brown to get a 20-yard reception -270.
You just have to show me where that is on there.
Unless
you construct it first.
Same game parlay. Yeah, I already got it up. So
Okay, well if you have it set, then go ahead, lay it out.
You like okay? So right now it's set at Chiefs 7.5, Eagles 7.5, Mahomes 25 alt rushing yards, Travis Kelce 60 plus alt receiving yards, plus 374 right now.
That's plus 374.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
not
TD
too bad.
Greg J1, that's my dad. It's not like you can set any alt. Like they have the alts all the way at like plus 14.5.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be minus like 500.
Well,
but
yeah,
exactly.
like I said, but when you combine them both, it gets you close to plus money.
No, he was just thinking that like some site had plus 7.5 as the alt line.
Oh yeah.
It's just like no. It's going to be plus 7.5 up there, but I think it's minus, like you said, minus 400 for both of those. So when we parlay that and the alt rushing for Patrick Mahomes, the receiving line for Kelsey, and then what was the last one we had?
We're still figuring that out.
Okay, well, I'm actually fine with that at plus 370. 370.
That's fine.
It's not it's good with me, honestly. So
Putting 15 on that.
there you go. Mark it down in your calendars. That's a good one. That's a fun one to have. So obviously, anybody else, let us know what you're rolling with. Thank you. There you go. He's got it. He understands. There you go, Papa. So there you go. Yeah. You just said check out my FanDuel account.
Yup.
Yeah, no.
No, that's the. I sent you the play.
Yeah. Okay, that works. That'll be way easier to do. Alrighty then. Any other final thoughts, boys, before you head on out of here?
I don't think we officially picked a winner.
There you go. That's right. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
I'm going Chiefs and Mahomes MVP.
Yeah. And like I said, if it's not the DeAndre Hopkins anytime touchdown, it's going to be the Mahomes MVP. It's going to be my big play. Probably.
I've said this whole year, I just can't go against Mahomes. I would like to see them lose. I'd like to see someone come out there and beat them, but I just can't bet against them and not pick them to win. It's not even like I fully believe in them winning. It's just I can't go against the best player in the NFL.
I really want to pick the Chiefs, but I want to see the Eagles win. I just need like a different team to do it.
He needs
I just need
sanity in this league.
I'm gonna go with Saquon MVP.
Okay, that's
right.
fair. That's a good one. I mean, that would probably be my go-to as well if the Eagles are doing that.
Little hot take: AJ Brown MVP. I wouldn't be surprised. Like if he,
I feel like no. He would have to get
AJ Brown MVP, and then he also parlay with that becoming a publicized author.
Yeah, that's the
somehow
book.
do that.
You can read the book on the sideline, how to be like good at football on the sideline. Like football for dummies on the sideline.
He's got football for dummies out there. Yeah,
oh man. Well, there you go, folks. Gamble responsibly. Don't gamble anything you're not willing to lose.
Scott.
1-800-GAMBLER.
Kobe.
That's the hotline here in the state of Illinois. I'm sure there's others all across the board, all across the state. So yes, exactly that. Don't listen to that one guy that's like, "Hey, I got a lock." There's no such thing. There's simply no
Except
such
us.
thing. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So follow your gut. Oh yeah, Philadelphia. I'll go through. Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, me and my dad were trying to figure it out if we wanted to take it back.
Actually,
each other.
Hold on. There was one thing I saw that said, in the Super Bowl era, the team traveling east has never won the Super Bowl if the opposing team is traveling west to the Super Bowl.
One more
Chiefs
time.
are traveling
One more time
west.
with that.
Huh?
One more time. Say that one more time.
So-
It's like the team traveling west,
team-
and there's
yeah.
a team traveling north. The team traveling north wins every time.
Okay.
And the Eagles are traveling north. Chiefs are traveling west. We're in the past.
No, it's west and
Or
west
whatever
and
it is.
east.
Whatever
So
it
here,
is.
in this century, every time the Super Bowl has been played between two teams with one going east and one going west, the team traveling west has won.
Okay.
The Eagles are traveling west.
Okay. That's fair. That's fun. That's fun. That's fun to think about.
This is like, do you remember the
But
Lions
aren't the
waxing
Chiefs
Guinness
traveling
thing?
south?
No, they're technically traveling west.
The Chiefs are also traveling west.
I mean, technically, they're traveling east. They're technically traveling southeast.
Technically, or they are traveling east.
Let's get the compass out. Let's go.
So it sounds like to me they're traveling south,
No,
which
they're
completely
traveling
puts a hole in
east.
what you just said.
Traveling east.
All right, I'm gonna listen to Mr. Nick, the teacher.
Yeah, true.
He knows his stuff.
A little bit of geography.
Win the Super Bowl.
Final thing. Final thing before we get here. What's your go-to?
I get
No,
it for
it's
free.
not hating. It's just you're not
What-
even like going out there and getting crazy pizza.
What
It's free
kind?
pizza.
I
bro.
get free pizza.
From what place?
It's
I'm
family
gatekeeping.
place.
I'm gatekeeping.
You're gatekeeping.
Gatekeeping.
You have-
Family's place.
Oh, he has a
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
He's got a family spot.
Yeah.
Dad, Dad's
No,
the
no, no.
manager. I get free pizza.
Why,
Yeah,
then why
see?
would you want? Why would
Doesn't
you?
count.
Well,
He gets
Yeah.
pizza 8 days
Yeah.
a week.
No, I don't.
Gatekeeping
No, I
for the
don't.
one person. It's my dad. You don't want my dad to figure out where you're getting
No.
pizza.
Dude, I've been trying to get this pizza place out of him for almost 2 years now. You're never gonna.
Go to.
Let me like split up the nacho bar. Wings.
That's fun. Yeah, wings is probably the good go-to. But now that I've actually had at the Royal Rumble for the first time, it's gonna be buffalo chicken dip from now on. From
Yeah,
here
if you're
on.
having, if you're having,
Dude, I almost took a bath in it.
if you're having like a bunch of people over, like it'd be different. But like 2 people, what do I need like a whole spread for? Like it's
Go out, bro. Go somewhere.
Yeah.
No,
You want to come over
No.
to my house for the Super Bowl?
oh, it's a long drive. I don't do that. I don't do that.
Wow.
Wow. And I
crazy.
drove up to Glenview for the Royal Rumble
Oh,
with
that's
Nick.
crazy. Yeah. Well, boys, exactly that. Good luck in every sort of aspect. Watching it, gathering, whether you're gathering with whoever you may be doing that with, that's fine and dandy. Enjoy the food, enjoy the gambling, enjoy the game overall. We love yous. We'll see yous. Bye-bye.